Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Benedict here again from BJ Learn, and today I want us to continue with the ETL process. And under the ETL process, we've talked about the extract as a subtopic, and today I want us to move to transform as a subtopic. And under transform as a subtopic, we have various classes. We have the class for Power Query, the class for data cleaning. We have the class for data transformation applied steps, and then we also have for undo and reorder steps, and then lastly we'll have um, the classes for combining tables, both appending and merging tables. So let's talk about a Power Query as a subtopic of transform. So let's know what Power Query is all about. So Power Query is just Power Query is a workshop, or rather, it's a data workshop within Power BI Desktop. So I call it a workshop because it is used for transforming data. We use it for cleaning data before we visualize data within our Power BI. So Power Query has key features. The key features for Power Query is to import. We know we import data from various data sources, and then it also has a key feature of data transformation. So it means we can transform data, or rather, we can transform data from um, one form to the other. And then it also has an M language. So M language is used for transforming data behind the scenes. So you can't see how the data is being transformed, but the language will transform the data behind the scenes. And then another key feature for Power Query is that it allows for automated refresh, so data can be refreshed automatically. So once the query is defined, an automatic refresh can be set on the data set, so that any changes within the data set will be refreshed. So the visualization that you will see will be based on refresh data. Then the last key feature for Power Query is that it is a user interface. This means that you can visualize step by step how data is being transformed, and then after having transformed the data, then you can again load and visualize. So let me take you through the step by step on how to use Power Query. But this will be on a summary basis, not on a detailed basis, because we have various classes based on the same. So the first step will be data connectivity. So you'll come and click on this home tab. You go to get data. Then this will be the various data sources. Here we have various data sources, of which you can again click more to get the many other sources that you want to connect to. So you'll click here. Like now we have Excel workbook as a data source. Then we'll connect. So that is the first step. Then we'll let's assume you want to connect to AdventureWorks 05 or just AdventureWorks. Then we open. So that was the first step of data connectivity. So after connecting to the data source, we need to extract data and transform. So extraction begins from here. So here we have various tables for data. Rather, we have various tables for data. We can we can select calendar, we can select customers, or we can select sales as a table for data. So let's just select sales and calendar. So here we are only extracting the tables that we need from the data source. So again, assuming that we need to transform data using the Power Query will not load, I will go to transform. So the transform part takes us to the third part of Power Query, where we'll be using the Power Query editor. So when I click on transform, this will take us to Power Query editor. So the Power Query editor has a ribbon. So this is the Power Query editor. It has a ribbon, and the ribbon has commands as tabs. Rather, the ribbon tab has various commands. Each tab has quite a number of commands for transforming data. So we have home, we have transform, we have add column, we have view, we have tools, we have help. So these are various tools for transforming data. So within this Power Query, we have 3 panes. We have the queries pane, which is here. So when we transform data, or rather when we click transform after extracting data from data sources, it takes us to the Power Query editor. So the tables that has been brought to the Power Query editor here, we call them queries. Like now we have sales, we have calendar. So these two tables, we are calling them queries within Power Query editor. Then again, we also have the preview pane. So the preview pane is here. So this one shows you what you have within your data table, or rather what you have within your queries. Like now when I click on sales, so you can see what we have as a preview within sales as a query. So it shows you the type of data that you have within your query. And then on my right hand side we have the query settings. So the query settings gives you the properties, where the properties we have the name of the query, and then we also have applied steps. So applied steps here just show you it shows the step by step that has happened within data, or rather when you are transforming data, it gives you the step that you followed to transform the data. Like now if I try to sort let me try to sort uh, the sales query that are within under the column terri- sales territory key. So I want to sort I only want to pick I only want to pick the territory 4, but now we only have one territory. So let's assume you are having a different territories. So let me just try to go back and bring in another uh, data table, or rather another query. So I want to bring in another query from uh, the Excel workbook as a data connection. So let's allow it to load first. the query. Rather, let's get another um, data. So we'll click here again, get data. So I'll click on Excel workbook. I want to click on AdventureWorks 2005, then open. So I want to extract sales 2024 sales. I'll click here on 2024 sales, then transform. So I was trying to show you how the applied steps works. So here we have our uh, three queries. Under the queries pane, we have three queries. We have sales, calendar, and 2024 sales. So then we also have the preview pane where we have our 2024 sales being previewed, and then under the query settings pane, we want to see how the applied steps work. So I will come here to the sales territory. So I want to sort I will still have only territory 4. So let me try to use a different column to see how the applied steps work. Let's see if we have different sales line number. We only have one. Okay, fine. Let's try to sort rather to filter the data by order date. So I only want to pick January up to I only want to pick the sales for January. So I will come here and click on first, second, third up to where January ends, rather where the date for January ends, of which we have 31st. So this is not sorting, but I'm trying to filter. I'm filtering out the rest of data. I only want the sales for January. Then I will click OK. So when you check on the applied steps here, you can see we have filtered rows. So the filtered rows here, we only have the sales for January only. So this is how we work with applied steps. So it shows the step by step how your data has been transformed before it will be loaded to Power BI. So the next step is to optimize performance, of which this one will talk up later on a different class. So this was all about how we use our Power Query. So after having shown you the applied steps, what you need to do after cleaning or transforming your data, uh, you'll come here to the home tab, go and then click here under this command on close and apply. Then we'll close and apply. So when we close and apply, it means that we are loading our data into the Power BI desktop. So that was all about how we use the Power Query, but on a summary basis, because we still have various classes on how to use the Power Query editor within the Power Query as a workshop of the Power BI desktop. So here we are. The data has been loaded to the Power Query, rather to the Power BI desktop. So here you can see we only have sales for January. So we can click here. Then we go to this table view, and here you'll see we only have the sales for January only. and there's no other sales for uh, February. So that's how to use the Power Query, but on a summary basis within the Power BI desktop. So that was all about Power Query. So when we come back again, we'll be talking about how to clean data using the Power Query. So thanks a lot for watching, and let's meet again on the next class.